Lee Rowland here from Mortgages Made Easy. Gives me great pleasure to record this video recommendation for Craig Skelton Coaching. I was a little bit lost, to be honest with you, regards to my next steps. I got limited experience in the financial sector, although I was a mortgage broker and I was doing okay, but I just didn't know where to go next. I'd seen Craig's podcast, listened to it, and I was fortunate enough to be invited on it, and that's how I got to know Craig. I had lots of things in common with Craig. He's a very trustworthy guy, high level of integrity, he's honest, he's straight talking, and I needed somebody to hold me accountable for what I wanted to do. And so I contacted Craig and said, listen, I think we work well together, would you consider coaching me? Thankfully he got back to me and said yes. We've been working together now for nearly a year, and it's the best thing I've ever done. I've personally developed, and my business is now up and running. I've got a client relationship manager. I'm recruiting for mortgage brokers, and if Craig wasn't there helping, supporting, coaching, mentoring, answering my questions, I wouldn't be anywhere near this now. So I can't recommend Craig enough. Get in contact with him, 100% recommend him.
So I was a self-employed broker within a firm for a couple of years, and I also historically had a lot of experience in the corporate world and management. But I knew I was really wanting to go out on my own and look at my own firm and get that set up. I just wasn't sure where to start, to be honest. There didn't seem too many opportunities that kind of fitted the bill for me. That would allow me to focus on the business and not necessarily on some of the other aspects, or at least have people there that could help with that side of things. So I'd followed Craig for quite a while and listened to his podcasts, and I really liked the sound of how he seemed to work and what his ethos was, which was certainly shared with mine. I got in touch, we had a conversation to see what's what, and then a few months later, it was the right time for me to look at My Brand My Way, to get Bluefish off the ground. My own firm, and certainly in that aspect, Craig's delivered on everything that he said he would. His experience is invaluable. It's great to bounce ideas off him, and share experiences and see what's working, with his expertise and experience in the whole mortgage side of things and building a business. Important thing to say is it's a business that you want to build as well. It's not about any agendas. It's about fitting with what your actual ambitions and goals are, however big or small, and that's at the heart of it all, is good advice to build a firm that works for you as an individual, and that hopefully works for everyone. So 100% would recommend working with Craig, and hopefully he can help you in the same way that he's helped me.
So I met Craig when I actually reached out to him when I wanted to go self-employed. I was really tired of talking to people that were just trying to sell me things. I wanted to know what and why and how, etc. And when I spoke to Craig, he was the only guy that actually, he didn't pitch his business to me. I didn't even know he had a business, but he talked to me about being self-employed. And we actually had a really good connection. He's a good guy. He explained things to me with no ulterior motive. And I actually approached him then about going into business together. The company that he has is filled with great people. It's nothing but support. And I can't say enough good things. It was perfect for me, being new to this self-employed role. Not new to the industry, but new to this self-employed role. You couldn't ask for more, really. He's provided everything I needed, and the experience of him and the company and the support has been magnificent. Thanks, Craig.
So before I met Craig Skelton and started working with him, the key challenge that I faced really was working out how to get into being a mortgage advisor without an established sort of track record. So I kind of reached out to a few mortgage networks and found Craig via one of those, and he took his time. He spoke to me for nearly an hour on the phone. We talked through different options, and he gave me a bit of a reality check on how challenging it might be. So then when the time was right and I'd done my studies and I was ready to go, we spoke again and lined it up, and I started working with him. So yeah, that's kind of how it came about, and since then it's worked really well for me. So I obviously wanted to be self-employed and have the autonomy to build my own business, but at the same time was looking for that support network there, and Craig has really helped with that. So yeah, perfect for me and would highly recommend.